We have covered ad nauseum how good we think Justin Herbert has been last year. We've covered it. Yeah, that threw 31 touchdown passes, took hold even though he didn't play in a game the entire season, and took hold of that offense, took hold of that franchise. We've covered it. We covered about how we think that he's going to be a top 10 quarterback next year. We've covered how we really think the entire Chargers team is going to be a threat in the AFC next year. But I need to make something abundantly clear, and I'm kind of ashamed that I haven't gotten to this point this far or this early in it. Justin Herbert and the Chargers will have a top 5 offense in 2021. Can't believe I've missed it this long. It's disgraceful. But before we get to why Justin Herbert and the Chargers will have a top 5 offense in 2021, make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support. Because of Justin Herbert's ability and because of the Los Angeles Chargers, not only depth, this Chargers offense, when we talk about Austin Ekeler, was one of the most underrated running backs in the entire NFL. I don't care. Pass catching, running the football, doesn't matter. He's going to have a breakout year, especially with an improved offensive line, which we'll get into in just a second. You talk about Keenan Allen, who is constantly such a reliable target for any quarterback. It doesn't matter who. You talk about Mike Williams, who comes in, does his thing, provides a solid number 2, really, to Keenan Allen. And Keenan Allen really thrives off that. We talk about a guy that in his first couple of years, and by the way, people forget this, but Mike Williams scored 10 touchdowns in his second year in the NFL, and is since, I believe, has developed into one of the better wide receivers, especially after coming out of the 2017 draft as being a 7th overall pick. I think Mike Williams is going to come out this next year and prove to everyone that, for a man that scored 17 touchdowns in the last 3 years, there's a reason for that. He's found himself in the NFL, been a solid number 2 for Keenan Allen, and I think he's going to continue to take steps forward with the Chargers. We also talk about Jared Cook, Jared Cook, to me, let's think about this for a sec. Jared Cook last year, now keep this in mind too, with a Drew Brees that was on his last leg. Let's call it for what it is. For really 2 years that Drew Brees was on his last leg, but I mean Drew Brees is just a warrior, so he went out and got it. For 2 years with with Drew Brees, and one of the better offenses in the NFL, he caught 16 touchdown passes, as did Jared Cook, Caught 80 passes for over 1,200 yards and 16 touchdowns. And he's not even the number 1 option on that team. And now he goes to a young superstar in Justin Herbert with an improved offensive line, with good running backs, with still really a lot of ability left to play. I think Jared Cook has the talent, the current talent, and he has the ability to make a Pro Bowl this year. That's how high I think of Jared Cook. Oh my God, that's been productive, for most of his NFL career. Has 41 career touchdowns. Is a size mismatch. Ran a 4.49 coming out. I mean, just an absolute monster. This guy is, I really think Jared Cook, especially with Justin Herbert, he's going to light people up, and he's going to remind people that athletic tight ends do go a long way in the NFL. And that really, I think he's going to be a big reason as to why this Chargers offense takes such a key leap forward, especially with what he'll do with Justin Herbert. Oh, and by the way, we can't forget second-year wide receiver Jalen Guyton. Guy that caught 28 passes for over 511 yards and 3 touchdowns last year. Deep threat if there ever was one. Big play guy. 6'1", 212, plenty of size. Now he's going to get more opportunities. He's going to get more of a deep shot. He's going to get more opportunities because of how much better Justin Herbert is going to be protected. And of course, last but not least, we would talk about Justin Jackson, Joshua Kelly, Josh Palmer, who I loved coming out of Tennessee, and that offensive line. Man, that offensive line is much better. Talk about getting Rashawn Slater in the first round. Corey Linsley, all-pro center. Brian Bulaga, who I think is going to make a huge comeback this year and show people why he was one of the best right tackles in all of football very, very recently. But when it comes down to it, the Titans, to me, their offense is going to have a big boom, especially with Justin Herbert in year 2, that defense coming together. We talked about their offensive line. This entire team is going to have a big boom, but their offense coming together, that offensive line being a major piece for really what's going to be a long time of success for this team. I'm personally really excited because I think Justin Herbert is going to be at the center of it all. And you got to love, at the end of the day, the Rashawn Slater and Corey Linsley picks, because it's going to be the difference between this team going to the playoffs and really finishing 7-9 and winning your last 4 games. So this is going to be a solid team, a solid offense, and it all is at the hands and disposal of Justin Herbert. But we appreciate you guys for watching. Let us know what you think. Will the Chargers have a top 5 offense in 2021? Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten.